This video is sponsored by PokemonStore.com, the best place to get yourself some TCG code cards. They are compatible with TCG Live, and you can of course get everything on the website for 5% off using the coupon code ZapDoseTCG. This video is also sponsored by Cardmarket.com. This is a European platform where you're able to buy and sell cards to people all across Europe. I personally use it every single day, and you can do it as well. And you can use the referral name ZapDoseTCG to help support the channel. This video is also sponsored by YourPlaymat.com. This is a platform where you're able to, of course, create your own custom playmat. They have, of course, capabilities to ship worldwide, and you can get 10% off by clicking the link down below. So definitely check it out. Last but not least is Dragon Shield, the best brand to protect your beautiful cards. You can of course there's links down below for US and European people, and you can of course get your best quality sleeves available, as well as deck boxes and binders. Thanks so much for sticking around with the commercials. I hope you enjoyed today's upload. If you do, be sure to let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button, and let's get this video going. What's up YouTube, it's ZapDoseTCG here. Welcome back to our TCG video on my channel. Today we're going to be checking out the Niigate Champions League results. There was 2,748 players over in Niigata in Japan, and this tournament concluded, and we're going to be talking about the top 4 best performing list of that tournament. And as a little side note, these are going to be decks with Paldea Evolved cards. As we all know, Paldea Evolved comes out on the 9th of June over here in the Western world, on the US and Europe. So that's going to be very interesting for us to be playing with these fantastic new cards. This will also be the format for NAIC. So I'm very excited to be showcasing some of the best performing lists from the Niigate Champions League over in Japan. First of all, be sure to hit that subscribe button. You're gonna get daily Pokemon TCG content over here that you don't want to be missing out on. We're already talking about the competitive list over in Japan that of course will be performing very well here in the Western world as well. And we talked about the top 20 best cards from Paldea Evolved. We talked about some successful Japanese lists and some city leagues, but now a very big Champions League tournament concluded, and we're going to be talking about the top 4 performing list. As you see here, the number 1 list, the deck that actually won it all, was a Yoshiki Yamaguchi, which actually won with Gardevoir EX. What can we see about this Gardevoir EX list? Let's just talk about it together, shall we? So we do see that they still resolve around like the Gardevoir engine here, 4 Kirlia with refinement. Don't run the miracle step Kirlia, because if you're using that, you're already behind in the first place. So I'm a big fan of playing the 4 copies of refinement. I played Gardevoir at EUIC as well, and it's a very strong deck indeed. To have yourself a little bit of an answer against specific niche decks, you have the memory skip rolls, which can help out against Arceus builds, so they cannot use Trinity Nova, etc. So that could be helping out as well. Maybe against something like a Duraludon, they only have one attack regardless, so you can then use memory skip. Memory skip can help against Alolan Vulpix as well. So yeah, cool deck for sure. Gardevoir, nothing a lot has changed. We're still running Mew from Celebrations with the Mysterious Tail to fetch some items. We still have Cresselia, which can help against the Lost Box matchup, and they're still Radiant Ranger to draw a little bit deeper in the deck on top of Manaphy. The new thing that is of course making Gardevoir EX one of the best decks in the format right now is the 4 copies of Iono. Iono is a card, it is a comeback potential card. It actually states, both players shuffle their hand and puts it on the bottom of the deck, and then you draw cards equal to your remaining prize cards. So with Iono, Gardevoir is a little bit of a slower deck because it requires some setup early on, but in the late game you can put the opponent to a low hand size while you of course have your big powerful draw engine yourself with refinement. So 4 copies of Iono, 2 copies of Research, 2 copies of Boss, and the Worker. Worker is mainly there to get rid of Path to the Peak, because if Path is in play, you cannot use Psychic Embrace. For the people that don't know, Gardevoir EX can accelerate as many Psychic Energy from your discard pile to your Psychic Pokemon in any way that you like, but every single time you do that, you put 2 damage counters on this Pokemon. People were hyping up cards like, for instance, Champions Festival, and saying like, Champions Festival, you have to pay to win and stuff, but that does not seem to be the case over here in Japan. Maybe they don't have access to it, but if you have Champions Festival, another cool combination for Gardevoir decks could be Drifloon from the Scarlet and Violet set in combination with the Charm, the Courage Charm, which is going to be available in Paldea Evolved as well. But this is the best performing list out of 2,748 players. Still Zacian here, but without the Sky Seal Stone. So they dropped the Sky Seal Stone, expecting a meta without a lot of D-Maxes and D-Stars, it seems. So they cut that. There's also the new deck Chien-Pao EX, which was around, also not requiring V-Maxes or V-Stars. So they dropped down the Sky Seal Stone in this specific build. As for Ball Engines, still 4 Battle VIP Pass. There's Level Ball, Fog Crystal, so you can instantly get your setup. And the cool thing is, I see here is 3 copies of Rare Candy. The cool thing with Rare Candy is, of course, you can instantly go into Gardevoir and start getting KOs as early as your second turn, which is awesome. There's 2 Super Rod, also a card that's going to get reprinted in Paldea Evolved, so you can use your older copies. Super Rod is going to be able to shuffle back energies from your discard pile as well as Pokemon. We're going to be mainly using it for the Pokemon in this deck because you want the Psychic energies in your discard pile so you can accelerate them with Psychic Embrace. Double upping up on the Shining Arcana, love to see that because in specific builds we had to rely on only one. You could get away with only playing one, but it is a very aggressive one price card for sure. So with a bunch of Super Rods, it's definitely helping out because you have so many draw supports you can draw into your Rolls or into your Curlials and that stuff again. So that's super cool for sure. And then to finish it off with another new card is going to be that Reversal Energy. If you don't know what Reversal Energy is, it's actually like a very strong energy. If you're behind in prize cards and you attach this to one of your evolution Pokemon, it counts as 3 Rainbow Energies all together. So, but it only works when you're behind in prize cards, but Gardevoir always falls behind in prize cards in the early phases of the game, allowing you to just put this onto Gardevoir Shining Arcana and then making Shining Arcana do so much damage. It is ridiculous. It could also help to just get, of course, the bigger number output with the Brainwave. Otherwise, you have to rely on stuff like the Emergency Jelly, etc. And this is a nice way to just have one big spike attack with Brainwave Gardevoir. So one Reversal Energy in here. Then for the Stadium count, we have Collapsed and Temple of Sinnoh. Collapsed could be nice to get rid of a damaged Pokemon. That could be a nice situation against something like Lost Box, where you're utilizing the Zacian as your early lead attacker. They use Cramorant onto you. Then the following turn, you put it to the bench and use a Collapsed Stadium to get rid of it. Very nice. Could also help out if you are stuck in the active, let's say you have a lot of energies onto your field, a lot of energies on lower Pokemon, and then they box trap something and you don't have any energies available anymore. You can use Collapse to get rid of a Pokemon and get those energies in the discard pile once again so they can use Psychic Embrace, so that could be helping out as well. Temple is mainly there for decks that rely on special energy. Now you can also shut down the Reversal Energy, you can also shut down Single Strike energies, etc. So Lugia still be a force in the format, so don't sleep on that, and that's why the Temple is in there. Big shout out again to Yoshiyuku Yamaguchi for getting first place in the Champions League over in Niigata. Then the second place is also a Gardevoir list. What do you know? So Gardevoir seems to be the S tier deck in the format with Paldea Evolved. And what do we see here as a little difference? All of the cards are the same, but I explained the Drifloon in here. Drifloon is, of course, a card that can slap huge damage for every damage counter on it. It is a one-price Pokemon, has answers against Alolan Vulpix VSTAR or any other Pokemon that might come in your path. There's also Mirage Step Kirlia in here. So I actually called it Miracle Step, excuse me for that. So Mirage Step Kirlia, you can get multiple Kirlias from the deck instantly. You could use that, but I'm a bigger fan of 4 Refinement. Other than that, the deck is pretty much the same. 4 Iono seems to be a staple, and this list is also not running Professor's Research, instead going for Rosinia's Resolve instead. Still 3 candies, so buckle up on your rare candies because it seems like all the most successful Gardevoir lists are playing 3 candies. Again, the split line between Temple of Sinnoh and Collapse Stadium here. So no Champions Festival thrown up in the mix. I wonder why that is. Maybe it's a little bit more expensive to get the Champions Festival over in Japan, but I personally would test it out. Champions Festival with Drifloon and maybe 1 copy of the Charm, the Toughness Charm, or is it the Courage? The Charm of Courage, yeah, that coming out in Paldea Evolved as well. 1 Reversal Energy seems to be a mainstay in the deck as well, which you can utilize when you need it. There's a Lost Vacuum in here as an additional way you can get rid of Path to the Peak, but also could help out against that mentioned Charm of Courage, so you can get rid of that and take a cheeky prize card when the opponent utilizes a Drifloon against you. Super Rod, only 1 off in here, but this seems to be very similar to the first place winning list, so you already have like an exact skeleton 50 of what you need to play. You need to play 3 candies, you need to play 11 Psychic Energies and Reversal Energy, you need to play 1 Super Rod at least, Level Balls, Ultra Ball, Battle VIP Pass, 2 Shining Arcana, 2 Gardevoir EX, and then a split line, always playing one memory skip. I love the option for that for sure. That was the list from Yuki Sagawa. Yeah, getting second place here in the Niigate Champions League. Then, third place, Lost Box. It seems that Lost Box is not going anywhere. People thought that it would die off a little bit because there was like a lot of cards coming in Paldea Evolved and maybe Lost Box couldn't keep up, but Lost Box is still a very strong card. Actually, a very strong archetype for sure. You have the main staples. You have Cramorant, you have Sableye, you have the Snorlax, you have the Dragonite, you have the Raikou V, and with Mirage Gate, you can get, of course, all the energies accelerated here. Let's talk about some new cards, shall we? There is a Luxray included in this list. Luxray has a very strong ability allowing you to slap it down instantly on the bench if you're behind in prize cards. So a very strong stage 2 Pokemon helping you against decks like Flying Pikachu VMAX with the Max Balloon. You now have an easy answer. You don't always have to pray for Escape Rope boss plays. You can also use Luxray to instantly zap through them because this is an evolution Pokemon. Another cool thing that this could allow you to do is having 180 damage output. You can Mirage Gate onto it, allowing you to KO a Lugia VSTAR or a Palkia VSTAR without having to do too much trouble here, because of course it requires Lightning Carlos, which is very, very, very strong for the 180 damage output. We do see a split line of two stadiums. There's the Artazon Stadium card. If you don't know what the Artazon Stadium card is, it is a stadium card allowing you to get a basic Pokemon that doesn't have a rule box from your deck instantly on the bench. Helps out a lot to get Comfeys early game, helps out a lot to get the Snorlax into play, etc. So it only works for Pokemon without rule boxes, but if you need the Manaphy, if you need the Cramorant, if you need the Sableye, you can get them instantly with that Artazon Stadium card. There's a split line between Forest Seal Stone and Sky Seal Stone. Forest Seal Stone helping you to be a little bit more turbo, definitely in combination with that Lost Vacuum. As mentioned, Colorless Experiment, triple Comfey, and a Lost Vacuum onto one of your own stadium gets you to the 7 count to instantly use Mirage Gate, and you can even take multiple KOs with the Moonlight Shuriken if the opponent does not have Manaphy. Or just swing with the Dragonite because 250 damage output is a lot, and you can then finish off later with the Lost Mine of Sableye. So a very straightforward list. There's also Raihan in here allowing you to get those extra energies into play, and now Super Rod finally makes Lost Box play without Clara. You don't always need Clara this time around because Super Rod is back, allowing you to get back Pokemon and any combination of energies, a 3 count, so 2 energies a Pokemon, 2 Pokemon and energy is all up to you, and it's a very, very strong card. It's even better than Ordinary. Is it better than Ordinary Rod? Probably not, because Ordinary Rod could get like 2 of each, but Super Rod gives you the flexibility. If you sometimes need like 3 energies in the deck, it is also a capability with Super Rod. And yeah, a lot of switch outs, 4 switch cards, 4 escape rope, and a beach card allow you to flip-flop between your Comfeys to get a lot of cards in the Lost Zone. And on top of that, we also have the Jet Energy. If you attach it to one of your Pokemon, you instantly fly yourself to the active position as an additional switch out. So new cards here. Super Rod makes a Lost Box better. Jet Energy makes Lost Box better, and the Luxray has, of course, an answer against that Flying Pikachu VMAX, and it's a very high HP Pokemon with 150 HP, which helps out as well in the mirror match. So that's about it for Lost Box. Big shout out to Kurashita. Yeah, wow, these names are very hard to pronounce. Yeah, and now we're going to the 4th place list, and that is going to be an ArcTina. We did see ArcTina win in Portland already, so that's very nice to see that ArcTina is not going anywhere. It is still having the most powerful Scovit in existence to, of course, shuffle your hand and put it on the bottom of the deck, and then, of course, get that one card that you need, top decking whatever you want with Scovit. So, combination of B-Barrel and the Industrious Incisors in combination with Scovit is a very strong draw engine. This ArcTina list is also playing a 1-1 line of Flying Pikachu VMAX, having an answer against a lot of Lost Boxes, but as mentioned, Flying Pikachu could get wrecked by something like a Luxray, so be careful. Luxray seeing play and Lost Box, as well as the updated Lugia VSTAR deck, so be careful for that for sure. The list is running 1 copy of Iono, a little bit weird because you don't have any way to search it out. The only way you can search it out is through the means of Arceus VSTAR, but the VSTAR power is something you will utilize in the early phase of the game. Instead, this list also relies on Cheer and Scare. This is the card that wasn't played in the successful list of Portland Regionals, but Cheer and Scare could actually denial prizes, get the Arceus back in hand. Can also get some Pokemon like B-Barrel if they get sniped with something like a Sableye. You can get that back in hand as well. So 2 copies of Charon's Care here. I wonder if, yeah, the only changes I could see here, like there's Capturing Aroma in here, there's a Flying Pikachu, there's a Charon's Care. These actually all get added into a consistency bunch to make the list of Portland. So very similar here, 1 Cleansing Gloves and 1 Choice Belt. Cleansing Gloves helps Giratina VSTAR hit for that 310 mark on Psychic type Pokemon, helping of course KOing Mew VMAX that does not run Oricorio, as well as knocking out the Gardevoir EX in one shot with the Lost Impact attack. The Capturing Aroma is a little bit hit and whiff, and you do have Flying Pikachu, which helps out against a lot of archetypes in this current age and format. I personally am not a big fan of Flying Pikachu VMAX anymore because of the existence of Luxray, and that's why I would just go for consistency, cut that Flying Pikachu, add the 2 Lightning Energies to 1 Grass, 1 Psychic, and just be a little bit more consistent. Maybe you could even squeeze in a Palpat in this list, but in this list, the only new card I see here personally is Iono, is gonna be putting ArcTina back on top. Who knows, but it seems like Judge Path is still a great combo. Instead of relying on a high amount of Iono for the late game, the early game Judge with Path seems to be doing the trick still in this format. So getting 4th place this ArcTina list. So big shout out to Tamoshi Yamagata for getting top 4 in the Niigate Champions League. So these are the top 4 lists. Are you going to be testing any of these lists out? Are you going to be training for, of course, Paldea Evolved, which will be, of course, releasing on June 9th. Just be careful. As a little side note, this set will only become legal 2 weeks after its release date. So the first tournament that you're going to be able to play with these cards is going to be the 23rd of June. During that weekend, 23rd, 24th, 25th is going to be the way you're going to be able to play with these cards from Paldea Evolved. So yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. Be sure to check out our sponsors for today as well. PokemonStore.com, the best place for TCG Live code cards. Use the coupon code ZAPTCG for 5% off. They will have Paldea Evolved very shortly. Also, feel free to destroy the hell out of the like button. Helps out in ridiculous ways. You have no idea. It supports the channel so much, and it's super effective. I'm always super grateful. There is, of course, Dragon Shield, the best brand to protect your cards. Links down below. There's yourplaymat.com to create your own custom playmat from scratch, up to your favorite wallpaper or your own unique design. They turn it into a beautiful playmat, and you can get, of course, 10% off by clicking the link down below. So they ship worldwide. Definitely check it out, yourplaymat.com. And last but not least is cardmarket.com, a European platform where you're able to buy and sell cards to people all across Europe. Use the referral name ZapVSTCG when, of course, buying cards on the website. Help support the channel tremendously. Have yourself a fantastic rest of your day. I'm very eagerly looking forward to the Paldea Evolved meta, and I'll see you guys sooner rather than later. Peace.